Nature has strict boundaries, invisible lines drawn over thousands of years of evolution. Step across one of those lines, and the wilderness instantly strips away your illusions of control. In the deep, untouched jungle, you quickly learn that size does not matter when survival is suddenly on the line. Out here, the smallest creatures can turn into the most lethal force on the planet. Deep within the jungle, where sunlight struggles to pierce the dense green canopy, every step is a gamble. The air is thick, heavy with humidity, and filled with the innocent sounds of rustling leaves and distant bird calls. An explorer pushes further into the uncharted territory, focused on capturing the raw beauty of the wild. He stops at the base of a massive ancient oak tree. Its trunk is wider than a house, covered in thick vines that hang like ancient ropes. Up in the highest branches, hidden in the shadows, hangs a colossal wild beehive. It is a masterpiece of natural architecture, holding tens of thousands of aggressive giant honeybees. They are a defensive army, engineered by nature to protect their territory at any cost. The explorer steps closer, lifting his camera to capture a shot. But in the wild, a single moment of distraction can cost you everything. His heavy boot steps onto a dry, thick branch, hiding beneath the leaf litter. Crack. The sound reverberates up the massive trunk like a shockwave. The entire hive instantly twitches. The peaceful, ambient sounds of the jungle disappear, swallowed by a low, menacing frequency rising from above. It starts as a subtle vibration in the air, but within seconds it transforms into a deep, ominous hum that vibrates right through your chest. They don't just react, they execute a targeted defense. They hunt. A massive black cloud bursts from the bottom of the hive, swirling like dark smoke caught in a hurricane. Thousands of giant wild bees lock onto the intruder. They release an alarm pheromone into the air, a chemical signal that marks the target and instructs every single bee in the colony to attack with maximum aggression. The black cloud sweeps down from the canopy like a falling wave. Pain hits instantly. The first wave slams into his hands, neck, and face. Sharp, burning stings puncture the skin, injecting potent venom that makes the blood feel like it's on fire. He covers his face with his arms, turns on his heel, and sprints. This isn't a simple chase, it's a relentless airborne assault. When a swarm like this strikes, raw physical strength means absolutely nothing. You cannot punch a cloud of venom. You cannot reason with an instinct fine-tuned over millions of years. Your only option is immediate, unadulterated flight. He charges through the thick jungle, desperate to put distance between himself and the hive. But the swarm moves at incredible speeds, effortlessly navigating around trees and branches that slow the runner down. Every second becomes a desperate battle against time, pain, and mounting panic. His boots slam into the soft, muddy ground. Thorny briars tear at his clothes and scrape his skin, but he barely feels the scratches over the intense, searing agony of the stings spreading across his body. Dozens of stings rapidly multiply into hundreds. The venom enters his bloodstream, causing his pulse to skyrocket and his heart to hammer violently against his ribs. His lungs burn for oxygen as he pushes his body past its absolute limits. Sweat stings his eyes, blurring his vision as he dodges massive tree roots sticking out of the ground like wooden tripwires. He swats frantically at his head and shoulders with his heavy jacket, but it only agitates the insects more. For every bee he manages to brush away, 10 more take its place, locking their barbed stingers into his flesh. The deafening roar of the buzzing grows louder, wrapping around his ears like a suffocating blanket. Panic threatens to hijack his mind, telling him to stop, to collapse, to fight back. But stopping means death. An attack of this magnitude can push the human body into anaphylactic shock within minutes, swelling airways shut and causing organs to fail. Survival requires absolute focus through an overwhelming wall of pain. Ahead through the thick foliage, he catches a sudden glimpse of light reflecting through the trees. Water. A roaring mountain river cuts straight through the jungle floor just 100 yards ahead. It is a lifeline, a temporary refuge from an enemy that dominates the air. Summoning a final burst of adrenaline, he sprint leaps over a fallen log, clears the muddy embankment, and hurls his body off a 10-foot rocky ledge. He hits the freezing water, sinking fast into the dark depths of the river. The sudden cold shocks his burning skin, instantly numbing the throbbing pain of the stings. Underneath the surface, the deafening roar of the swarm fades into a muffled, distant echo. For a brief second, there is quiet. He looks up toward the surface through the moving water. Above him, a terrifying shadow hovers just inches over the river. The swarm isn't leaving. Thousands of bees are circling frantically in the air, right above where he's submerged, hovering in formation like a waiting army, ready to drop down the moment his head breaks the surface. His lungs begin to scream for air. Swimming downstream underwater helps, but the swarm follows the ripple of his movement from above. He can't stay down forever, and he can't surface without being covered in seconds. To survive a relentless force of nature, you cannot rely on muscle. You have to outsmart it. Scanning the murky riverbed, his eyes catch a section of hollow bamboo reed floating near the muddy bank. He grabs it, inspecting it quickly under the surface. It's open on both ends, a crude natural snorkel. Keeping his entire body submerged beneath the safety of the current, he carefully floats near the overhanging bank where the water moves slower. He slowly lifts the bamboo reed, extending just a quarter inch of the tip past the surface of the water. He takes a slow, steady breath through the reed. The air tastes like damp earth and river water, but it fills his burning lungs. Controlling his heart rate, holding his position beneath the freezing current while the killer storm continues to rage just inches above his head. Minutes stretch out like hours. Out in the wild, patience is the ultimate weapon. Several bees land directly on the exposed tip of the bamboo, probing the wood, searching for their target. The explorer stays frozen, breathing slowly and evenly, refusing to let panic dictate his movements. Gradually, the shifting jungle wind begins to change direction. The alarm pheromone lingering on his clothes slowly dissolves in the rushing river current, diluting the trail that guided the swarm. Finding no target to strike, the collective intelligence of the hive begins to shift. The aggressive buzzing starts to move, slowly lifting away from the surface of the river and dispersing back toward the high canopy of the jungle. He waits long after the sound dies down, ensuring the danger has truly passed. Finally, the surface of the water breaks. He slowly emerges near the muddy riverbank, gasping heavily for clear air. He hauls his heavy, waterlogged body out of the current and crawls onto the shore, completely spent. He lies on his back in the mud, staring up through the trees at the open sky. His face, hands, and arms are swollen and bruised, covered in dozens of painful stings. His body is trembling from adrenaline, exhaustion, and mild shock. But as he sits up and exhales a long breath, he knows the most important truth of all. He is alive. Nature is neither cruel nor kind. It is simply unyielding. It operates on ancient rules that demand absolute respect. When brute force fails and strength is stripped away, human intelligence and calm resolve take over. Respect the wild and honor its boundaries, or prepare to become its next brutal lesson.